Dallas is a city in the U.S. state of Texas. Located in the state's northern region, it is the ninth most populous city in the United States and the third most populous city in Texas, with a population of 1.3 million as of the 2020 census. Along with the city of Fort Worth, Dallas anchors the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, the fourth most populous metropolitan area in the U.S. and the most populous metropolitan area in Texas, at 8.5 million people. Dallas is a core city of the largest metropolitan area in the southern U.S. and the largest inland metropolitan area in the U.S. When it comes to safety, Dallas is one of the safest places to live, but there are some neighborhoods you would not want to step into. The murder rate and robbery rates are high. You will not believe this is Dallas. Comparing Dallas with places like Chicago, Chicago generally experiences higher overall and violent crime rates than Dallas, with a 2025 analysis ranking Chicago 38th out of 50 for safety, indicating a higher crime density. While both cities saw declines in homicides in 2025, Chicago historically has higher, more consistent rates of violent crime, while Dallas is often perceived as safer. Texas crime data from the Department of Public Safety showed varied rates across major cities between 2019 and 2023. Houston has the highest crime index at 3,419 with a 3.2% increase, while San Antonio experienced the largest surge at 22.6% with a crime index of 2,921. Dallas saw a 9.4% increase with an index of 3,369, and Austin matched this percentage with an index of 2,455. Only Fort Worth showed improvement with a 0.9% decrease and an index of 2,688, while Lubbock achieved the most significant reduction at 29.1% despite maintaining an index of 2,957. In the early 2010s, when drill music was still on the rise, Chicago streets were beginning to be exposed through lyrics and featuring guns in music videos. Drill music saw a resurgence in the mainstream during the late 2010s and early 2020s with artists such as King Von, Polo G, FBG Duck, and Lil Durk. By the 2020s, drill's popularity spread globally, with the BBC in 2021 describing drill as the sound of the global youth. But the problem with drill music is not about who has the most girls or the most money. Nope, it's all about your body count, meaning how many of your enemies you killed. Smoking on your ops, a way of disrespecting your rivals after they passed.
What, you about to drink some, smoke some? No, I'm gonna smoke Tuka. You know who Tuka is? No, what is that? That's him. He been dead for a long time. How the fuck you don't know Tuka? See, you gotta go. Is that the thing?
As I said, drill music exposes street activities. As drill has hit Dallas, we see many gangs involved in the drill world, seeing kids as young as 15 years being murdered because they are affiliated with gangs. Drill, as most people say, is a demonic subgenre of hip-hop where rappers talk about only sliding at their ops. So in this video, I will name every rapper in Dallas-Fort Worth who has been murdered by gun violence. So please sit tight, relax, and enjoy the video. A hip-hop promoter and producer from North Texas was killed in August 2018, in a shooting on the San Francisco Bay Bridge. The medical examiner's office identified the victim as 31-year-old Daryl Stinnett of Mesquite, also known as Lil Pooh in Dallas music circles. Lil Pooh was a fixture on the hip-hop scene since he was a high school student. According to his website, Stinnett was working on his rap album, entitled Late Nights, Early Mornings, at the time of his death. Stinnett's family said he was in California promoting his rapper Sherwood Marty and attending a party with a local rapper Oakland rapper. Stinnett shared a couple pics on Instagram with Sherwood Marty the day before he died. Two other men were also injured during the shooting. One of them remained hospitalized, while the other victim was already been treated and released. The suspect fled from the scene in a silver vehicle and remains at large. 3 vehicles were traveling eastbound at around 2:20 a.m. on the early morning of the shooting. The victims were all in one SUV when the suspect pulled up next to them and fired. This caused the SUV to hit a nearby sedan. Diaz said that the sedan's driver heard several gunshots before the crash. Stinnett was driving the SUV, and was pronounced dead at the scene.
Utter mayhem in the morning.
I'm not concerned about safety at all. I'm just concerned about this traffic. This is ridiculous.
As commuters processed the scene, first of unseemly gridlock, and then sobering bloodshed that brought the medical examiner to the lower deck of the Bay Bridge.
It's an ongoing situation. There's shootings every day on all the freeways.
I was like right in the middle of the crossfire, like, because the pops were on my left side. So once I heard the 5 pops, the guy in the SUV just hits me and turns around, and we both turn around. And I'm lucky the other cars didn't hit me or hit him.
Raul Lopez said he's just grateful that his wife and child weren't also in this car. The black SUV that hit Lopez, originally ID'd as the target of the shooting, but hours later.
A Porsche was also struck by gunfire. Injuries of the occupants of the Porsche are still unknown.
CHP couldn't say which of the 2 cars, the SUV or the Porsche, served as the primary target, possibly shifting the investigation. Were you freaked out when you heard about this?
I was a little concerned, yeah. Especially some of my coworkers that come all the way from the city to here, yeah.
Drivers like Omar Ortiz react to just the latest highway shooting in the Bay Area.
In the sense of what we were talking about earlier about São Paulo and Hercules, I don't know if this is related or not, but there is definitely a trend going on.
In the late 2010s, 2 new stars on the rise electrified the Dallas rap scene, MO3, born Melvin Abdul Noble Jr., and Yella Beezy, born Marquise DeAndre Conway. These rappers, known for their dark lyrics and ties with Dallas neighborhoods, became caught up in a vicious feud that turned violent, leaving a trail of tragedy and turmoil. The feud, rooted in a dispute over who actually represented Oak Cliff, a culturally rich Dallas area, took lives and put the community into a state of turmoil. Roy Lee was a well-known Dallas comedian and friend of MO3. He joined the beef back in 2017, openly questioning Yella Beezy's claim on Oak Cliff, a place that holds local pride and attachment. His challenge was not a thoughtless statement but a bold action that placed him on MO3's team and escalated tensions between the 2 rappers' camps. Roy Lee's outspoken attitude and allegiance made him a target, setting the stage for what followed. The rivalry reached a tragic point on September 25, 2018, when Roy Lee was shot at Preston Valley Shopping Center parking lot in North Dallas. Roy battled for a few weeks but died on October 13, 2018, as a result of complications, including a pulmonary blood clot. His death stunned the community as a whole and created a turning point, increasing tensions among MO3 and Yella Beezy. Just a day after, on October 14, 2018, Yella Beezy also had his brush with mortality. Yella Beezy was shot during a drive-by shooting on Sam Rayburn Tollway but lived. It was generally viewed as a retaliatory attack for Roy Lee, a signal that the feud had reached a cycle of revenge.
Multiple agencies are investigating the early morning shooting of a man driving on the Sam Rayburn Tollway. Louisville police say more than a dozen shots were fired into a 26-year-old man's vehicle and several rounds struck him. Fox 4's James Rose has more on the investigation and who police are looking for. James.
Right, Natalie, Louisville police detectives along with state troopers and the North Texas Tollway Authority are reviewing video and toll tag information, trying to get suspect information and piece together exactly what happened this morning. Louisville police say at 3:38 this morning they got a 911 call from a driver saying he'd been shot multiple times by someone in another vehicle in the northbound lanes of the Sam Rayburn Tollway at FM 544. Police say 26-year-old DeAndre Conway was shot 3 times and was still conscious and breathing when he was transported to a nearby hospital. Conway told investigators he was out with friends and had dropped them off in Louisville and was on his way home when he was fired on. Police say more than a dozen rounds were fired into Conway's vehicle. Investigators are hoping businesses and/or tollway cameras will lead them to the suspects. Investigators say it's unclear if Conway knew who fired the shots or if the attack was random.
Even after these violent incidents, the feud didn't fade. Both artists kept it alive through diss tracks and social media taunts. In 2019, MO3 released 219 on Roy Lee's birthday, a song accusing Yella Beezy of involvement in his friend's death and hinting at a bounty on Beezy's head. These public jabs ensured the conflict remained raw and unresolved. In January 2020, the beef spilled over into another physical fight. MO3's manager, Brandon Rainwater, claimed that Yella Beezy and his crew attacked him outside a Dallas club, leaving his hip dislocated.
For real.
That's what you do back on the internet, bumping ass shit, nigga.
Oh, okay, internet.
Nigga running, nigga ran for one nigga. Nigga, I beat him up. Push ass nigga. Hey, come on, come on. Hey, get back.
Look at that.
I didn't question it. I didn't question it. Hey, what he said to me? He said, hey, fuck that nigga. I know. You got too much food. I'm a big I'm leaving, yo. Go leave, bro. Hey, get in the car, man. Come on, man. For real.
Rainwater sued for over $1 million, with surveillance footage supposedly recording the incident. The confrontation further widened the divide and added a legal element to the ongoing saga. The beef reached its tragic culmination on November 11, 2020, when MO3 was shot on Interstate 35 in Dallas. The shooting unfolded during the daytime. A gunman chased MO3 on foot following a stop, murdering him and injuring a bystander. The audacity with which the murder occurred shook Dallas and led to the senseless loss of an emerging rap talent.
A Dallas rapper was murdered outside of his car on I-35 near the Dallas Zoo. Hello, I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. It is a stark example of the city's struggle to control violent crime. Police say the victim, a hip-hop musician named MO3, was approached by the killer on I-35. Both men stopped their vehicles. The victim got out, took off, started running, but was shot several times on the highway. A bystander inside another vehicle was also hit. Police say that person did not suffer life-threatening injuries. Police are still looking for the shooter.
2 suspects were arrested for his murder, the gunman Keywan Dontrell White on December 9, 2020, and Devin Maurice Brown on April 23, 2021. On March 20, 2025, a dramatic turn occurred when Yella Beezy was arrested and charged with capital murder for allegedly hiring a hitman to kill MO3.
New at 4 now, still no public sighting of North Texas rapper Yella Beezy after he bonded out of jail at 10 o'clock this morning. He's charged with capital murder in the 2020 death of Dallas rapper MO3. Prosecutors say Yella Beezy, whose real name is Marquise Conway, hired the hitman in that case.
The action reopened cries for justice and closure as society wrestles with the long shadow of violence from the feud. The clash between MO3 and Yella Beezy has left deep wounds in Dallas. The deaths of Roy Lee and MO3, alongside the string of shootings and legal battles, have dimmed the city's vibrant rap scene. Residents and fans mourn the losses, wrestling with the senseless cost of a rivalry that began over neighborhood pride. Lil Loaded, born Deshaun Maurice Robertson, left this world far too soon at the tender age of 20. His untimely death on May 31, 2021, sent shockwaves through the music community and beyond. Known for his infectious energy and raw talent, he burst onto the scene with his viral hit, 6 Lock 6A6Y, in 2019, a track that not only showcased his lyrical prowess but also resonated deeply with fans who found solace in his words. His rise to fame was meteoric. Within a short span, he became a voice for many young people navigating their own struggles. Songs like Gang Unit and Link Up, featuring Pooh Shiesty, further solidified his place in hip-hop culture. Fans flooded social media platforms upon hearing the news of his passing, sharing memories and tributes that highlighted how much he meant to them. However, Lil Loaded's life was not without its challenges. Just months before his death, he faced legal troubles related to a shooting incident involving a friend, a situation that cast shadows over what should have been an exciting time in his career. Lil Loaded was arrested for 18-year-old Khalil Walker's death. Walker was allegedly shot in the torso with a rifle by Lil Loaded outside of a home in Dallas The Woods neighborhood on October 25, 2020. Lil Loaded, Walker and a witness were outside the home when Walker's sister, who was inside, heard 2 gunshots. Lil Loaded and the witness were standing over Walker, who was lying injured in the street, when Walker's sister went outside. She subsequently called 911 to report the shooting, then reportedly looked at Walker's phone, which had a video that allegedly showed Lil Loaded shooting Walker. Walker was taken to the hospital by Lil Loaded and the witness in a car. Once there, Lil Loaded drove the witness back to the home Walker was shot at and left. On November 9, 2020, 15 days after Walker's death, Lil Loaded turned himself in for Walker's death. He was indicted on a lesser charge of manslaughter in connection with the incident in February 2021. Lil Loaded maintained that the incident was an accident. Lil Loaded died in his home in Cedar Hill, Texas, apparently by suicide via gunshot wound to the head, on May 31, 2021, at the age of 20. That he was found dead by his mother, who then called the police. When police arrived, they saw his mother outside of the home crying, and she told them Lil Loaded was inside the house with a gunshot wound. She claimed that he had been upset over a breakup with his girlfriend that night before his death.
And entertainment news, rapper Lil Loaded has died aged 20. His lawyer, Ashkan Mariari, confirmed the death of Newsbeat, saying the artist's real name, Dashwan Robertson, had taken his own life. The official cause of death has not been confirmed by the medical examiner. The Dallas rapper was arrested in 2020 on murder charge in connection with the shooting of 18-year-old Khalil Walker. In February, he was reportedly indicted on a lesser charge of manslaughter. Lil Loaded was known for a viral track which received over 29 million views on YouTube and was certified gold by the Recording Industry Association of America.
BFG Straap, Antoine Dillard, was a Dallas, Texas rapper known for gritty trap and gangsta hip-hop that reflected his life and environment, storytelling about street struggles and survival. His music leaned into street life and codes, hustle, conflicts, loyalty, and trauma and resilience. BFG Straap belonged to BFG, Ben Frank Gang, which used to be posted up on South Dallas and in the 444 Oak Hollow apartments in the 75 side of the Grove, but most their members are dead or locked up. BFG is still a thing, most of the members are old, and BFG Straap, the main face of the crew, died. So, they kinda lost momentum, but BFG bands and BFG WAP still around and are the main characters of it now. But BFG bands raps, he was a part of the new Dallas scene. On Thursday, September 22, 2022, at about 3:30 p.m., a shooting occurred in South Dallas, Texas, in the 2800 block of Casey Street, near South Malcolm X Boulevard. The Dallas Police Department responded to reports of gunfire and found the scene with 2 victims. Corey Medina Lucian, 26, was found shot multiple times and pronounced dead at the scene. Antoine Dillard, BFG Straap, was also shot and transported to a hospital, by private conveyance, but later died from his gunshot wounds.
Good evening, everyone. We're on 8th and Malcolm X, where there was a shooting. One is deceased. One is deceased. The body is actually still on the ground, so that's why I'm in the location that I'm in. Homicide detectives are arriving on scene.
G Lil Ronnie, also known as Ronnie, Lil Ronnie, Smith or Chucky Smith, was a Texas-based rapper from the Fort Worth, North Texas hip-hop scene. He built a following with his street-oriented music, releasing albums and songs such as Hood Fame Killuminati, Red Roses, WAPs, Crash PD4 and others. He started gaining traction around 2016 and had tens of thousands of monthly listeners on streaming platforms. His style was rooted in gritty, autobiographical storytelling, and he was known locally for representing the Texas rap community. Lil Ronnie was also known for being the best gambler in the neighborhood. He would post his wins on Instagram Live and rap videos. On March 3, 2025, a shooting at a car wash in the Fort Worth suburb of Forest Hill left 2 people dead, on a Monday morning. According to a family member at the scene, the victims were identified as local rapper Ronnie, Lil Ronnie, Smith, popularly known as G Lil Ronnie, and his 5-year-old daughter. The shooting took place at Slappy's Express Car Wash on Forest Hill Drive. Images from Sky 4 showed a large crime scene with dozens of evidence markers. Additional officers were called in to assist with crowd control due to the large number of people who gathered after the incident. Surveillance video captured 2 gunmen opening fire as Sibley vacuumed his car. Investigators say the suspects pulled up in a white Kia around 10:48 a.m., rounded the corner of the car wash and immediately began shooting toward Sibley's red Dodge Challenger. His daughter was found in the front passenger seat of the Challenger. Both victims died at the scene. Forest Hill police said the shooting left behind numerous shell casings across the property.
A 30-year-old man and his 5-year-old daughter were murdered at a car wash in the Fort Worth suburb of Forest Hill.
At this point, it appears to be a targeted shooting, and police are looking for 2 gunmen. Dozens of evidence markers show where the gunfire erupted today at the car wash on I-20 at Forest Hill Drive. A 30-year-old rapper and his young daughter were both killed. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Forest Hill with the update from police on their investigation. Peyton.
Steve and Heather, that first 911 call came in just before 11 a.m. this morning, and we did not receive an update from Forest Hill Police until just about an hour ago at 8 p.m. They now tell us police have identified at least one of the suspects and have issued a capital murder warrant. However, police are not releasing any of the names of the suspects. We know that 2 men, police say, opened fire on the victims. A witness who lives across the street from the car wash tells me she heard multiple rounds of gunfire. Take a listen.
6 the first time, and then it was like a half a second to a second. I heard 6 more, and then a half a second or a second later, I heard 3 more.
Becky Johnson startled by what she says sounded like back-to-back gunfire. A deadly shooting in broad daylight at a car wash off Forest Hill Drive and Interstate 20.
I could see people filling for their cars.
Johnson watching customers take cover behind their own vehicles. Forest Hill police say 2 men got out of a Kia, approached the victim's car, and opened fire. Sky 4 video shows dozens of evidence markers around a maroon Challenger. Also a vacuum still laying in the front seat. Forest Hill police confirm 2 were killed in the Monday shooting.
Investigators later recovered the white Kia at a Fort Worth apartment complex. Surveillance footage and witness statements linked Robinson to the vehicle. Robinson was arrested on March 6, 2025, in Livingston, Texas, with help from the Texas Rangers and Fort Worth police. Russell was captured the next day and booked into the Tarrant County Jail. Both men face capital murder of multiple persons. Rising talent. A young voice in Texas rap. Taken too soon. We remember JME Tmoe, also known as Baby Jug, a promising artist whose life was tragically cut short. JME Tmoe was a young rapper from Temple, Texas, working to make his mark in the rap scene. While details about his early life remain scarce, fans remember him for his energy, talent, and the potential that he carried into every track he recorded. Known online as Baby Jug, he was gaining recognition for his unique style, blending raw street narratives with catchy hooks. Though he didn't reach mainstream fame, his tracks circulated among fans, who saw him as a rising star in the Texas rap scene. Social media posts and local music threads celebrated his lyrical talent and his drive to succeed. Tragically, JME Tmoe's life was cut short in April 2025 due to gun violence in his hometown of Temple. His death shook the local music community and fans online, leaving a reminder of the dangers that young artists often face. Tributes poured in, remembering his talent, energy, and the music he left behind. Though his career was brief, JME Tmoe's impact on fans and peers continues. His music, shared online, still resonates with listeners who knew the promise he carried. His story is a reminder of both the power of music and the fragility of life. In Dallas, Texas, the underground rap scene has always been fueled by voices that never made mainstream headlines, artists whose impact lived in their neighborhoods, their circles, and their stories. One of those names was Qua Mua. Qua Mua, born Jacqueline Kemp, was raised in Dallas, where music and street reality often collided. From a young age, he was known as someone with a strong personality, confident, expressive, and naturally creative. Music wasn't just entertainment for him, it was a way to speak his truth and reflect the world around him. As he got older, Qua Mua gravitated toward rap, using it as an outlet to express ambition, struggle, and everyday life in Dallas. Though he wasn't a mainstream artist, he was active in local circles and online, sharing music, short videos, and creative content that resonated with people who knew him personally and those who related to his energy. His style reflected the rawness of underground Dallas rap, authentic, unpolished, and real. Qua Mua wasn't chasing fame, he was building identity and presence, making sure his voice was heard, even if only by a small audience. On April 13, 2025, Qua Mua passed away in Dallas at the age of 28. His death deeply affected those who knew him, leaving behind unanswered questions and a heavy sense of loss. While his name may not be widely documented in major media, his absence was strongly felt in his community. Qua Mua's story represents countless underground artists whose lives and talents never reached the spotlight, but still matter. His legacy lives on through the memories he left behind, the music he created, and the people who continue to say his name. Lil Money Finesse was an underground rapper from Texas, known for his raw delivery and street-influenced sound. He was born on February 11, 2000, and grew up surrounded by the realities that would later shape his music. From an early age, he gravitated toward rap as a way to express pain, ambition, and survival. As he began releasing music, Lil Money Finesse built a local following in the Texas underground scene, especially in and around Dallas. His songs often reflected real-life struggles, loyalty, and the pressure of street life, resonating with listeners who related to his honesty and unfiltered style. While he hadn't yet reached mainstream success, he was actively building momentum and carving out his own lane. Despite his growing presence, Lil Money Finesse's life was cut short. He passed away on April 29, 2025, in Dallas, Texas, at just 25 years old. His death marked another tragic loss in the Texas rap community and left fans wondering what more he could have accomplished. Though his career was brief, Lil Money Finesse is remembered for his authenticity, his hunger, and the voice he gave to his experiences. His music remains as a reflection of his life and the environment that shaped him, keeping his name alive among those who continue to listen. Rundown 4 was a Dallas area rap artist associated with the drill and hip-hop scene, known for raw, hard-hitting beats and street-oriented lyrics. He released his music independently on platforms like SoundCloud and streaming services. He was associated with the Dallas drill scene, a local version of the broader drill rap movement that blends aggressive rhythms and urban storytelling. Singles and tracks like Head Tappers and Ain't Gon' Lie are one of his best work. Rundown 4 was shot and killed on the 800 block of North Lancaster Avenue. Police responded to the shooting around 6:30 p.m. on November 21, 2025, where the victim was found unresponsive and pronounced dead at the scene. Social media reports and local coverage indicated he was killed in what some reports described as a robbery attempt. But online bloggers are saying he was backdoored, meaning he was set up by his cousin connections to be shot and killed. I found this information on the Dallas Drill blog, so if I am wrong, please correct me. Gangs, like PCE, 5K, OTG, ATM, and other gangs in Dallas have been running Dallas Drill, and they once fell under one umbrella, meaning they were cool with each other. Until the passing of Jizzle, a well-known and respected gang member in Dallas, reports claim these gangs fell out because of girlfriends, and when 5K members began dissing Jizzle. Rundown was ready to slide on anyone who disrespected Jizzle. This forced other gangs to choose sides. This caused many deaths. Rundown 4 was a feared and respected member of OTG. He proved to his affiliates and ops, he really was about that life. But on the 21st of November, 2025, Rundown 4 was robbed and killed by people he knew.
Check out y'all people in the hills, man. Nigga ass done got that. Crushed down. Check on your people, man. They done got that spotted.
Dallas Fire Rescue responded and transported 5 victims to a local hospital early on New Year's Day, 2026, after reports of an exchange of gunfire in the parking lot of Pink House Dallas nightclub. One victim, later identified as 25-year-old Zachary Fields, also known as artist Z the Wizard, was transported in critical condition and died on January 5, 2026. Investigators believe the shooting broke out in the club's parking lot shortly before the victims were transported for medical care.
And we're going to begin this afternoon with some breaking news. Just minutes ago, we learned the rising Dallas rapper known as Z the Wizard has died. He was among 5 people injured in a shooting in the early morning hours of New Year's Day. It happened at Pink House Dallas, right off Stemmons Freeway, after police say some sort of altercation broke out. Z had performed earlier in that night. He was rushed to a hospital in critical condition, and so far, no one has been arrested in that shooting.
U.S. Marshals Task Force arrested 24-year-old Damian Roberson in connection with the shooting. He has been charged with murder.
Dallas police have arrested a suspect in the shooting that killed local rapper Z the Wizard. It happened at an after-hours club called Pink House Dallas early New Year's Day. 5 people were rushed to a hospital with injuries, including Z the Wizard, who died 4 days later. Tonight, we learned U.S. Marshals just arrested 24-year-old Damian Roberson. He is charged with murder. Police have not said what led up to the shooting.
According to the club's Instagram page, New Year's Eve was the grand opening of its new after-hours event, with doors opening at midnight. Pink House is located where Club Safari Dallas used to be. T the Wizard was a prominent voice emerging from Oak Cliff and a newly signed artist to Future's Freebands label. In the summer of 2025, footage of him signing his deal circulated widely, signaling a major turning point in a career that was gaining rapid traction. The word infinity referenced both his influence and his 4E branding, which fans have continued to champion since his death. Supporters echoed Future's message online, letting symbolism speak for itself. Though physically in Paris, Future's attention was clearly fixed on Dallas, where his protege had been building momentum before his life was cut short. Z the Wizard was also affiliated with New Dallas, a collective of emerging local artists shaping the city's current sound. His relationship with Freebands extended beyond a contract, reflecting mentorship and belief during a crucial stage of his rise. Dallas drill music comes from real pain, real streets, and real lives being lost way too early. As I always said in my previous videos, behind every song, every name I mentioned, a family is grieving and a future that never got the chance to play out. The city's sound is powerful, but the violence surrounding it continues to cut those voices short. Remember the music, respect the artists, but never glorify the bloodshed. If this story teaches us anything, it's that talent shouldn't come with a death sentence. If you appreciate real hip-hop history and want more stories told the right way, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share it so these artists are never forgotten. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.